What's happening, you guys? Welcome to the Fids Tailgate. I'm your host, El Capitan. Tonight, I got color commentary with me, and Brandon the Bookie's back. He's been gone, doing stuff. Feels like ages since we've heard from him. So I figured I'd do a show tonight, bring Brandon the Bookie on, let everybody in the comments get in there. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Lucky you, Cap, Color, everybody, hit the like button. Get in on the comments. We'll drop a link here in a little bit, but I wanted to bring Color on with me, and I'll bring on Brandon the Bookie and just get his feel. We haven't heard from Brandon. There's been coaching hires. Yep. There's been the Flores debacle. There's been, stuff, some news today. Tua was working with Lynn Bowden today, which I find that good. I like Lynn Bowden. I think he's going to be pretty important to the offense this year. But without further ado, real quick, guys, make sure you're hitting the like button. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, please do us the favor. Come over to YouTube and get on the Fins Tailgate and subscribe to the Fins Tailgate and hit the like button. Also, guys, make sure you're catching Talk TMI Tuesday tomorrow at 9. And then right after that, you got Open Mic with Mike on the Mic. And then Saturdays, you have Drop the Mic with Mike on the Mic. Also, guys, Thursdays, you have Brandon the Bookie and Big Kev coming at you, cashing tickets. Be doing some other stuff here lately with the boys over there. We'll get it worked out. And then late night color commentary on Thursdays as well, guys. And you guys can always late night color commentary on Thursdays. Always, you can catch the Fins Tailgate, El Capitan, Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. Try to help out, support the channel. And Color, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
For the talking about the shows.
Oh no, I'm talking about the promo, buddy.
The promo. Oh, it's yeah. You see this awesome shirt, you see this awesome hat, and you can find it all at the fanatics.com. It's the ultimate sports apparel and fan gear store featuring jerseys, t-shirts, hats, collectibles, and merchandise for fans of the NFL. NCAA, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, soccer, golf, and Tua shirts.
That's right. That's right, guys. Got it all. No
Nice.
doubt. Football, got merchandise, got everything.
Especially Tua shirts.
Yeah, so like I said, man, I've been gone for a little while. A few things have happened here in Dolphins land. I don't know. I mean, it's starting. The coaching staff is finally starting to get finalized here. I'm sure you guys have kind of gone in depth with it all.
Well, I actually have the finalization of the coaching staff. Well, I go ahead and we can go over it a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, obviously, our head coach is Mike McDaniel. First time head coach. Not really what we wanted. We were hoping for someone to come in and right the ship, someone who's been proven. But again, we're going with the first time head coach, a genius that they tell us. We'll see.
Heard that before. We've heard that one before.
Well, no, it wasn't genius. It was guru last time, Brandon. Get it right. Or quarterback whisperer. You got to remember the key words change, buddy. That's how you sell.
They got to repackage it.
Goods. Yep. Repackaging. That's right.
Just repackaged. But I mean, honestly, I will say, I mean, it wasn't my first choice. As far as it goes, the thing that concerns me is we don't know. He's never built an offense. He's never built a team. Obviously, first time head coach. He's never called an offense. We don't really know much. The only thing we can go off of is the coaching tree comes off of who he's learned under. You kind of can go off of that, but you really don't know what you're going to get until we see it. But I mean, if it's anything like we're being told, it's going to be a lot of I just saw we signed a fullback. We're going to have to do some more blocking schemes. We're going to be running the ball. I like it. I mean, look, I'm personally a fan. All right, my perfect idea is to have obviously a top 3 quarterback. Let him put the whole team on the shoulders and take you to Super Bowls. But within a top 3 quarterback, there's only 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a very easy thing to do. The next best thing, I do believe in the run game and defense. If we can get that going, and then, who knows what can happen at quarterback, who's going to be there, what's going to happen, what you get from it. But if you run the ball and you play defense in this league, you control the clock, you can win games. I mean, honestly, does anybody think if we didn't have just a respectable, not even a top 10 rushing offense last year, but I'm talking somewhere in the 12 to 18 range, we were in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I think that counts for at least one of those losses as a win.
Yeah, but I do think we're gonna have to accept the fact that we're gonna see. I don't know how dramatic and of a step back the defense is gonna take.
What's up, Thomas?
But we'll see. But like I said, as far as the head coach goes, I like the fact that I don't want to say he's a young guy because that's that doesn't really mean anything. But he does seem like he connects. The whole clashing heads with players. It's an old school way of doing it. It's a Shula way. It's it's a very old school thing. But you look at it now, man. It's the guys that are calling their own offenses. The 2 guys in the 2 head coaches in the Super Bowl this year both called their own offenses. They're younger guys. They seem to get along with their players. Maybe that's the way to do it now, man. Look, because the players do have more power than ever, and we all know it. We'll see how it plays out. My biggest concern was the staff and as a whole, how he's going to put it together.
Well, I think the staff, and we'll go through some of the names now.
Yeah.
As soon as I got it back up. Frank Smith, offensive coordinator. He comes over from the Chargers. He dealt with the offensive line over there. I feel like that's a good hire. I think Frank Smith is going to be the right guy for the job in that way. They also brought Matt Applebaum in from Boston as the O-line coach. They got Darren Bevel. He was the interim head coach for Jacksonville. He's coming in as the quarterback coach and passing game coordinator. They bring in John Embry, who was over with the 49ers. Now, there is some speculation because I ended up finding out John Embry was asked to take lesser of a job, and they wanted him to give up his assistant head coach title pretty much and take less money and just be the tight ends coach. So he kind of, that's why they parted ways. But
Demotions
got,
usually aren't good.
Huh?
Demotions usually aren't a good
They
sign.
usually aren't. And the tight end unit this past year kind of took a step back. Even Kittle kind of did in some ways as far as being utilized in the offense. But, you know, as far as what this offense lacks, which to us is a run game, is a zone blocking scheme, obviously, and that's what they're obviously switching to, more of play action, zone blocking, RPO. Everyone runs all together in one giant unit to the left. Everything shifts to the left, and the whole offense moves in one unison. And then once you have the defense following you, you use misdirection. I understand it. It's good, especially for a quarterback like Tua. And I think the staff is okay. But where I worry is usually,
hey Chris, your uncle's really named John Adams, bro.
That's right. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
My grandfather's name was John Adams.
I think John Adams is in my ancestry line somewhere, like the John Adams. That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to interrupt. That's just
no problem.
No
problem. That's Dolphin. That's Dolphin Johnny on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody follow Dolphin Johnny on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You might not want to follow.
Then that means he's precisely exactly who I want to follow.
Yeah,
I'll be right
maybe.
over.
I know Color, you should follow him, but not everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You know, kind of an acquired taste.
But yeah, I mean, running through that part of the coaching staff that you just went over.
I mean, even like Wes Welker as the wide receivers coach, they keep Eric Studsville and make him the running backs assistant. Well, he's still an assistant head coach. Whoa, they made him assistant head coach too.
Yeah, they had to give him that title.
They had to, because then it'd be a demotion.
Yeah, and as far as what you've went over so far, I like the fact that he's mixing in some more stable veteran guys that have been through it, have seen, you know, the things and can answer some of the questions for him. Because look, the most important thing I think for him being a new head coach is you got to know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know that
it's a learning experience.
I don't like, that was the thing. Look, Gase had a problem with it. I think Flores had a problem with maybe not internally in the coaches' rooms when they're in meetings, but outward, you know, towards us, it almost seemed like there was a little bit of an arrogance there, that he was too prideful to not want to seek some help when he needed it. And I don't think that's the one thing I will say from the minimal that we know about McDaniel is I think that he's okay with that. Not that he's like okay with being the goofball, but he's okay with not taking himself too seriously.
Yeah, I think he understands it still is a game in some ways, and that you got to have a specific type of energy. And the old way of building a team where everyone's got to go in there and it's got to be serious. But
you know what, Brandon? It's kind of like, you know, there's two hot girls in the room and they're both equally hot. You know what I mean? But one of them is just that type that, you know, you don't mingle in her circles. You know what I mean? And I think that's really what it is with Flo. Like, he's got this his belief in himself is so strong that you really have to be around people that are okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know. Yeah, I think that's what you mean by Mike McDaniel being able to not take himself so seriously, and that just may be what's needed in Miami. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't even know if
it goes back to what I say about having the right owner, about having an owner that understands that type of coaching. You know what I mean? And that type of personality.
Like I said, I don't know if it's so much that that's what's needed in Miami. I just think that that's what's needed when you're a young coach.
Yeah, I just mean that it could work other places. Like, that's the well, at least one other place we know of it works, and maybe that is the only place it will ever work because of Kraft. You know what I mean? But that's what I got from the interview today. With it was that this guy's belief in himself is so strong that it's probably to his detriment. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
probably ends up hurting him in the long run.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the
Almost the
staff
self
is going to be.
righteousness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like my biggest things with bringing in a new coach and a new coaching staff is one, what is your identity? You have to establish that right away from day one. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna do a pretty good job with that. He's gonna now if it's gonna work, we'll have to wait and see. But as long as you have everybody in the same building understanding what you think is, the right path, what is your vision, that's a hell of a start. So we'll see if that can happen. The other thing is, like I said, man, when you're a young coach and you don't really have a staff that you can bring in that will follow you around everywhere that have worked under you before, that he just doesn't have that. Nope, nobody's gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nope.
for their first job. So the fact, like I said, I think having a strong staff to start with, if he can keep them together at least through the first 2 years, so he can establish this vision that he may have, I think that's going to be huge, because that was one of the problems with Flo. He constantly was rotating through, coaches, and his vision was the defense, and
But in
hats off
some
to
ways,
him.
Brandon, like this type of systematic offense, the ones that win the big game usually have a great defense, and not to mention it to give a little bit of
Well, I wanted to say
deference
that
for
was my
Flores. I
one.
mean, his staff was built on a team that everyone knew was going to be crap. This is a team that not only everyone can look at and see there's a lot of young talent with that can be hopefully put into something more than what we've seen out of them, but they got a lot of money and draft picks coming up here. So
Yeah, and
if
it's
you're if
it's
you're a
it's
young coach wanting to sink your teeth into some young players and a team that's willing to buy some players and let you have full reign and have this,
you can mold. You
there's
can
a
mold.
lot of
I
good
get that.
things.
My
And
biggest
For
concern with
those
his
faulting
hires.
Flores for the lack of ability to get better, how do we know
the
going
team
into
is
year 4 he has all this to back him up now? Hey, I just pulled this crap team up to 10-6, 9-8. Now come join me. We don't know how many
Yeah.
people would have joined him for year 4.
yeah,
No,
So
I
all
agree.
these people putting that on him, you know what I mean, is just so unfair, man. We don't need that to prop up Mike McDaniel. Mike
no,
No.
McDaniel got the people in the building. Why
My
do we got to?
biggest concern, I think, so far with this coaching hires is retaining the defensive coordinator. I think Boyer was a
that's
mistake.
right. That's
That
right.
is
That's
my
where
biggest, and
that's my
the thing
biggest
that
concern.
concerns me is his offense, is his background.
If
Yeah,
they
well,
And
get if
mistakes
they
are
get
obviously
an
usually
it did
born out of
not.
favors. You know what I mean?
if they
He
get a
couldn't.
really good middle linebacker to seal it in, they say they get someone either through via trade or free agency that I just can't think of off the top of my head right now. I'll look at some here in a minute. But if they get somebody nice like that, I'll feel better because that defense is a middle linebacker away. If they keep
No,
Agba and pay him, and they're a middle linebacker
no,
away
no,
from
no.
being a really
That
good
that
defense.
that's the issue. That's the problem. We're not. It's not a player away.
I'm not saying a player. I'm
No, no,
saying
no,
that
no, no. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't think it's even so much the players that I have the problem with. The problem with keeping him was everybody has said what they've said throughout the year. Who was calling plays for the first half? Who was calling plays the second half? We saw two different defenses. The problem was the players hated the defense he was calling. He was calling too much man. He didn't put enough pressure. He wasn't using blitz. The team behind the
See,
scenes, I
Brandon,
think,
Brandon, you've
was
been
losing.
gone because that narrative switched now. That was that was Flores calling that defense. If you ask people now, not Boyer. That I'm
Yeah,
not kidding, bro. They
because
switched it on us. They
I
tried to
know.
switch it on us.
Flores is out of here, so he's always going to be the scapegoat. I'm just saying, I think that the problem was, unless now maybe he grew as a coach, and maybe he'll learn that what he did obviously didn't work
That's
for the
what I'm
first half of
hoping,
that
Brandon,
season.
because he did
Yeah,
come from the
you have
same
to have
system
that.
as Flores. I mean, they were both in New England together.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, Ryan Mallett also was under the same system as Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no, no. I meant that for whatever, like it
yeah,
may be easier for Boyer to see where he made the mistakes and let's say agree with Flores in
I
having
just
to
would have,
change what he does.
I would have liked, and I think the problem was Ross and Greer wanted them to keep that defense obviously together as much as possible. But I would have liked for him to go out and find his guy, whoever it may have been. But maybe
Well,
he
and
was
that's the
forced
thing
to
is that
keep.
the best spot on our defense is the secondary, but we bring in 2 secondary coaches instead of a linebacker coach, which is where our
Well, I
deficiency is.
thought they should have just
Well, if
made.
you talk about Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison,
No, I'm not
any,
saying they were bad moves. I'm saying that they were
They should have
inappropriate.
elevated.
Like
They
like
should have
we've got
elevated.
deficiencies at linebacker.
They
What
should have.
what
They
do
should
we
have
care
elevated
about?
Jared
Don't the
Alexander
only
to
the
DC.
only
Is what they
thing.
listen,
should.
you know what you know what Mike McDaniel has done, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brandon. Mike McDaniel has brought this fan base back together, and I'm gonna tell you this right. And I haven't listened to you guys earlier or anything like that, but I don't know anything like that. By hiring these ex NFL greats, the ones that everybody watched, that I've been watching Dolphins since 1984. When let's get into that some other time, but he's brought back these champions of the game for us, and it's made us feel as fans like we're there. We're
Yeah, and
there, no matter what.
I completely agree with you there, Dolphin Johnny. And I didn't want to. I wasn't trying to dispute that. I wasn't saying that was a mistake to do. I'm just saying that for all that are where our deficiencies are at, who have we brought in to fix the linebacker problem? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Seems,
I
seems
did.
to
I
me
did want
most
to
of the
touch.
energy has gone into fixing the O line. So I
Thomas,
expect.
hire him. That'll fix it.
Oh man, if they hire Zach Thomas, I'll be happy. Yeah, you got my.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
blindly
I think-
following now.
But to Dolphin Johnny's point, at first you look at it like fanfare, but then he also brings the coaching clout with him. I mean, Sam Madison did do something in KC that was great, so to me, that's like a no-brainer. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You can bring in the fanfare and the actual quality coaching. Sure. I don't dispute that. Those
Go ahead,
hires at
Tony.
all.
Go ahead, Tony.
And don't forget, honestly, people are forgetting the fact that I like the not the Sam Madison hire, but the Surtain hires, because he knows what the high school kids. I understand I'm looking too far ahead and stuff, but he knows what the athletes in high school are now, because he was coaching at what is it called, at Heritage.
Yeah.
Listen,
most of his time
loves Miami for their high school kids.
as a
There's nothing
coach
to
and
do
stuff
about
like that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, listen.
Yeah, getting it's like shooting fish in a barrel in Miami. I mean, just
I would just
close your eyes
imagine
and
these
pick.
guys. These guys are
High
pretty good.
school.
Just knowing as athletes, they practiced hard, and if they played the game elite, I would imagine they could just say, "Hey, here's what I know. Here's what we're learning in the system. Teach the system. Teach them how to practice right. How much strong? Well, let's not bog it down, guys. It's fucking football. So you know what I'm saying. Let's not get too crazy.
As a recruit officer.
Yeah, well, like I was going to say with the Pat and Sam thing, we didn't get.
I thought we were trying
yet.
to bring unity back to the fan base.
I mean, as far as that goes, the hire of Pat and Sam, as far as bringing the fan base and making them feel warm and fuzzy, that's a home run hire. Now, what will it lead to as far as that? Because my concern is
there are rumors actually.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. What were the rumors, Tony? What were the rumors, Tony? I was trying to listen, buddy.
There's actually rumors we might bring Brian Cox in.
Brian Cox was just hired by the Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he just got a job.
rumors dead.
Rumors gone.
Rumors dead. Well, like I said, as far as that goes, we'll see how it goes as far as panning out. But I don't know. This is obviously there's an exception to all the rules, but majority of the time, your great players make your great players. I know, right? Great players typically make not great coaches. Majority of the time. Now there's exceptions to the rules, but a lot of the time that's the way it goes. I've always listened to like Reggie White, way back in the day, just an absolute monster, one of the greatest defenders of all time, was trying to teach his moves one time to fellow players. And he got so frustrated because he said, I just don't know how to tell you how to do it. It just It just happens. It comes natural, and when it comes so natural to the great players, typically it's frustrating because they can't teach players of lower talent how to do what they did.
or physical capability too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of that. And listen, they may end up being great for the team. And I sure as hell
And Zach
hope,
Thomas
because
has
how
coaching
great would it be?
experience.
I think a Zach Thomas or even a Jason
Yeah,
Taylor
but the problem with Zach,
would be nice.
What's the problem with Zach?
no, but the problem with Zach is he has no coaching experience. Well,
Zach don't want to coach, guys.
No,
I mean,
he
listen,
doesn't.
it's
He's
a pipe
so
dream.
comfortable. He's not comfortable. He's comfortable what he's doing. He hates the limelight. He hates the spotlight. He's very happy.
He's fine, dude.
Yeah,
Zach
I mean, we can't start going through all the 90-man roster of every team we've ever had. You know what I mean? Like, bring in John Offerdahl. What's he doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Make it bagels and shit.
Listen, if they're gonna bring anybody in that never coached and it served the purpose the most at this point, I would imagine Lasaka Polite would be the guy they hired, because Lasaka Polite was a great fullback for the Dolphins when he was there, and they're gonna run that power eye system a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say also. You can't get caught, because that's the thing with the Hurricanes. Forever. They are always in love with their glory days of the late 80s, early 90s. They had their little run in the very, very early 2000s. But they always want to bring in – it's almost like the Michigan man of the South. It's the Miami guy. They always want to bring that in. And I think Cristobal, personally, is a great hire. Not because he was a Cane before. I think he was the right man for the job. It happened to work out.
Because if that was the litmus, Manny Diaz would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was just because he was a Cane, we could have just kept Manny.
Yeah, I mean,
that ain't enough around here, bro. We about winning. That Cane knows that
Manny
too.
wasn't really a Cane. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
right.
His dad was the mayor of Miami.
He was a Miami guy.
I mean,
it's like hiring me. I root for the Canes, but I didn't go to the college.
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
I didn't play on the team either.
You can't get lost. I've always said, whoever it is, if they happen to be a former great and they're the perfect man for the job and the perfect hire, then home run. It's awesome. But I hate how Miami falls in love with their past and they can't ever get past it, and they always want to recreate it with their things, and it has been the detriment to Miami, both the Canes.
Well, I might disagree a little on the Canes, because the University of Miami just produces champions. It don't matter what they do. They could be doctors or they could be whatever, lawyers.
That's spoken like a Canes fan. You've had 20 years of
hey, I can back it up. I can back it up, bro. I can back it up. Have you not heard my synopsis on John Jay?
How many ACC titles have y'all won?
He's got. I mean, listen.
I don't try to argue.
How many championship squads across all three major sports have had a Hurricane on their team?
I mean, yeah, we can run down that.
Listen,
that shit
too. Everybody's got that. I'm just saying that the greatness and the some
Hurricanes break.
Complex.
A hurricane broke the Chicago Cubs curse, man.
Oh my God.
I mean, 108 years they get a hurricane on their squad and they all of a sudden win the World Series. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some kid from Appalachian State on that squad too. You know what I'm saying? So could he not get a little credit too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but was it a guy that won a World Series with another squad not 3 years before that?
Yeah, I mean, who cares about Chicago?
Hey, I'm just saying. He won one in St. Louis. Then he goes roundabout, gets to Chicago, and they win their first one in 108 years.
Yeah, well, Florida Gators been in the Super Bowl every year for like the last 12 years, so we're all champions.
I knew this was going to devolve into a Gators.
Yeah, no, I see you baiting me. I see you fucking baiting me, and I try not to get into it.
All you got to do is drop one name for your school, Emmitt Smith. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got plenty of greats too, and I mean, hell, we had the hottest kicker in the NFL close out this season, all the way down 20 of 20 in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The only drafted kicker.
That kid killed it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
The only kicker drafted.
Yeah,
we'll chalk it up to recency bias there, Brandon.
Yeah, Anyways, don't bait me in this time.
I mean,
what's
what's his name? What's his name? The tight end too. What's his name, Brandon?
Pitts?
The Gator tight end that everybody
Pitts?
wanted. Yes,
Pitts?
that's that kid. Yeah, they're still cranking out freaking superstar athletes over there as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, they all have them. Every team across the SEC. So we still got the superior conference.
And
like
one
I said,
day Alabama will produce a good quarterback,
Yeah, one day. Hopefully. It'll end up being Bryce Young or it'll be Mac Jones. Damn sure ain't gonna be Tua.
I guess
but
you forgot about Brad Johnson that won the Super Bowl. Just saying, Florida State.
Yeah, he's a Florida State fan. Nobody, yeah.
Brandon, did you hear something? I thought I heard something. I wasn't
I
sure.
just said Brad Johnson, the only
how many years in a row? How many years in a row have y'all had losing records? So
yeah, but we always seem to come in before the Miami Hurricanes. At least not in the last 3 or 4 years, but just saying.
Hey, at least y'all have won the ACC. So I'll give you all that.
Hurricanes. Hey, what's going on with this lockout, man? Now I'm hearing it's March 29th. Does anybody know anything about that?
The baseball lockout? I heard the earliest they could do was March 5th.
I know, but I heard March 5th, and then I'm looking at ESPN at work today or the other day, and they're talking about March 29th.
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with all this, every time there's a CBA negotiation and there's a threat of a lockout, I mean, I would miss a single night of sleep if we miss a baseball season.
I
personally.
hate you.
I know, but in all reality, look, there's too much money on both sides. They'll come together. They'll have a season.
Because you said that.
They'll have a season.
You know what I heard also today is that the owners are going to boycott the combine.
Why?
The NFL?
Yes, the NFL combine.
No. The story was there was 155 players that were going to boycott the combine, and then the NFL, I just saw about 2 hours before we came on, said that they got rid of their bubble protocol. They laid down to it.
It was all COVID bull crap and what yada yada.
So they were going to do that. They were going to do that bubble, but then they were realizing that it wasn't going to be a real combine. Players weren't going to go if it was going to be all like that. So I mean, it's just
stupid.
Rise up, America.
Yeah, get with the
Stand
times,
up.
bro. We got football. Football is a money machine. We're going broke around here.
We don't live
Speaking
in Canada.
Of COVID, y'all hear the Queen got it? Listen,
Yeah,
she
makes.
She's
She's like 135 years old, though. She's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, if she gets through this, I think the whole world needs to move on.
Yeah, let's get real. So
I've
let's
had COVID 9 times, dude.
Makes you wonder, though, after all this time, where did she go to get it? Like, did she sneak out the back to a bar or something one night and nobody knew it? You know?
Where did she go?
Not only that, like who broke protocol and had it and got in contact with her.
Right,
That's
exactly.
The first motherfucker that finds out and gave her COVID, he's going to the gallows.
Off with your head.
Off with his head.
Head on a spike.
She's like Queen Elizabeth. She's got that secret lover, the pool boy, you know?
Nice.
I think she's 103 years old, and my mom tells me today, she goes, man, she looks like she's 70.
Oh yeah.
Like that is a clone. That is not her. There's, we're gonna get
it's animatronics.
We're gonna get down some rabbit hole we can't get out of. But I'm just saying, she does not.
No. See, what they do in modern times is they pile up all the love children in a closet, and once they need them as they get older, they just pop them out.
All right, enough.
And they transfer their minds over to.
Whoa. Jeez, look, Ronnie goes. The Queen gets busy.
Ronnie, she ain't doing that from getting busy. God damn, man, that's the Queen. It's like what they said on Wyatt Earp. It's okay to kill a president, but to kill a queen?
Yeah, right. But I will say, I was proud to hear that the NFL finally,
What's up, Mike?
It took a little pressure, but they did what they had to do and got rid of that bubble protocol, because I think all it does is, I know people were upset saying, "Oh, well, the players are just screwing themselves out of a job interview."
They just played all this football and stuff.
No, not just that. I think it really affects the players as far as getting to meet with the GMs, with the scouts, with everybody, in a free, type of movement.
Yeah. 3 years you can go. 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, you can do a one-on-one with a.
And you could walk around and mingle and get to know players, and what I'm saying,
And
see their
all of a
personality. It
sudden-
wasn't like that last couple years, and I think
Right.
that actually hurt some teams. And it hurt,
Hey, you think-
maybe after it all was said
Just
and
say
done,
it,
probably
Brandon.
made
It
a
hurt
wash.
us.
Let me
Hey,
ask you.
Brandon.
No, we
Brandon,
hurt ourselves.
Listen, did you guys see the footage of Flores being mean to Tua at practice? Did you get to see
Yeah.
that, Brandon?
No,
Yeah,
what
that
did he do?
Oh man, I got it right here. Here we go.
What did you say? Said we need a water break. You need a water break. Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. Water is for washing blood off that uniform, and you don't get no blood on my uniform. Boy, you must be outside your mind. We are going to do up-downs until Blue is no longer tired and thirsty.
Damn.
Yep.
He tore him a new one.
I know. That's why he lost his job, bro. That's why he lost his job.
Dang.
And,
Right.
and listen.
That was back when football was football, though.
Yep. But you know what? I got some other footage of Tua kind of struggling a little bit. You'll notice him because he's wearing the number 1.
5. Good. 7. Stupid tire! You freaking tire! You should get out of me! Kick your ass! 3. And a half.
Yeah, that's better.
Very good.
Yeah. It got
I'll
nice.
admit, I like to see the fire out of Tua now. I like to see the fire.
I love the fire coming out of him
Yep.
as well. But I still think he's kind of injured. I think he's still having trouble throwing with his left.
Hey, you haven't played in years. Why can't I be quarterback, huh?
You're right. Let's see what you got. Hit me. I'm open.
Hi.
That's why. Now sit down and shut up.
It slipped. I just ate popcorn.
If you guys noticed, that was Peyton Manning trying to teach him of throwing drills wearing the number 18 in that video in there. That was Peyton Manning.
Damn.
So.
It looks like Tua grew.
I really hate you a little bit more, but you
It
got.
looks like Tua grew. Is that what you said?
Tua got taller.
He got taller.
Yo,
Damn.
I'm dying.
Damn.
You gotta put the video of him up in the video room getting busted.
I don't know
Chris.
which one. Which the one of getting tackled?
No. When they're going into the room, and then they do the videos, and you see him going in with that transvestite in prison. You gotta figure something
yeah.
I know exactly
You know
what
what?
you're talking about.
I'll get that one up and loaded.
As
Make him do his daddy crap.
Tua and Ross having a discussion.
Listen, there's video of screw it. I'm not gonna go. Screw it, guys. It's
Yeah,
off
we're
the
gonna get
rails,
flagged.
man. Yeah.
We're gonna get
Everybody's
flagged.
drinking here, right? Everybody's got their moonshine. Everybody's taking shots.
Well, I just
no.
finished all my beer, but I did
Anthony
drink.
says the Queen of England is a modern day Elizabeth Baltony or Balthury.
Oh, Valkyrie, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not a Valkyrie, dude. She's not allowed to go to Valhalla.
No. Balthury. I don't know who it is, man. Tony, you're too smart for us, dude. We don't know who that is, bro. I know you wanted me to read the comment, you and Thomas, so we went and read it. I don't really know what you're talking about, man.
Hold on, man. I know football. I play football in the football field.
Batman's pop says Tua's arm looks a little bit stronger. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it does. Looks like he's getting some strength. There was the hitting drills that didn't go very well, though.
I'm gonna rip your head off.
Now, a lot of people are talking about Tua running the ball more.
Dude, it's hilarious.
So,
Come on, man. I gotta take a piss.
all right, I'll remove you for a second. All right, yeah. So, back to free agents.
Leonard Fournette.
We really need a middle linebacker around here. I hear there's a guy in Louisiana that's available, but
No. No what?
so hopefully we can get a real linebacker in here.
It's important to be hydrated in South Florida.
Yeah,
Hey, that reminded me of Chris when he first started playing.
Madman.
linebacker, bro. I would get pissed, bro. I was like a madman out there.
He
Dude.
did. He got so mad they hit me.
I would get pissed, bro. I like to hurt. So
Oh goodness.
But for real though, let's actually talk about some free agents because I think linebackers where I'd like to discuss right now.
Middle linebacker. What do we got?
The offense is going to get plenty of attention. It's going to get a lot of money spent. We've got 18 offensive line coaches on the team now. We're gonna be all right with the short passing, slot wide receivers everywhere. Dip. They're gonna figure it out. The money's gonna be spent.
Hey, worst comes to worst, we could always put our coaching staff on the field.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Jeez, Patrick 15 out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's but I really think we're gonna need to get a linebacker. And don't get me wrong, I'd like to draft one, but I don't know where's a good linebacker. I got to look a little bit more, but I don't know if there's a linebacker that I can trust as a middle linebacker to run this defense right now.
KJ Wright.
That's why, yeah, KJ Wright, I like him, but he is 33. I would rather
It doesn't matter.
Anthony Barr, bro.
Well, I think KJ Wright, you're talking about being a quarterback of the defense. I think that'd be an Eric Rowe type signing where you might get 2 or 3 years out of him, but he can teach what he knows to the younger guys that you're probably going to see drafted this year in the draft. They missed on
now I'm getting 2 guys. I don't want to get 2 guys. I just want 1. That's the thing. I don't want 2. I want 1 because the defense needs that guy on the field, not that guy showing how someone else to be on the field. I need that guy on the field now because that's the kind of defense I'm going to need to be playing right away because hopefully this offense is fixed quickly because they're going to dump a shit ton of cash and capital into it. I expect us to get a lot of weapons. I expect them to get offensive linemen, all kinds of stuff. So
if we are going to dump money, because you're always going to overpay in free agency. It's not just a Dolphins thing. Everybody has to overpay in free agency. That's just the way it is. I would like to just go ahead and if we're going to be a running team, let's just put that money in the O-line.
Oh no, they're going to, Brandon. They're going to put that money in the O-line. But that's my priority number 1 over linebacker. That's going to happen. That's why I'm saying the only thing the defense is going to get outside of probably or hopefully signing Ogba. If they don't sign Ogba, then we're going to have to get another guy to play. They have to, bro.
Calais, I want to ask everybody what. So Calais Campbell is going to be available. You cool with the late run of his career?
I would for the right amount of money.
Yeah,
I would rather put more money on like a Quan Alexander at linebacker.
I've also seen some drafts putting Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
He won't get to us. We have to trade up to get him.
Yeah, not far. We're at 29.
I don't want to trade, man. If he falls to us, great. I would. We need too much on offense.
Trade up.
No, we don't need to trade up anyhow. There's so much. There's so much on offense that could potentially fall to us at that pick.
We traded from 12 to 6.
I like
Nicole. We went from 3 to 12.
After we dropped to 3.
Yeah. We only trade up when we drop back 3 times as much. So it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Another guy I'm really interested in at the linebacker spot is the dude from the Titans, Jayon Brown. He's pretty good, man.
I like
good.
him.
I like him, and I think. Well, hold on, let me see how old he is. I think he's
I wish we would have drafted
27, dude. Like that's the kind of guy I need. I need a guy that when we pay him the money, it's meant for him to be on the field all the time. The only time he's not on the field is if it's a speed package or a rush package, and we got more DBs on the field. But I want him on the field, running everything in front of him, inside to him, and hopefully the back end is covered by Javon Holland. That's how this defense takes another step forward, and young guys like Phillips can go and just put his hand in the dirt and go free.
I need him to get. Speaking of Jalen Phillips, I need him to get 65 to 70% of the snaps. He played 54% last year.
Oh, he's gonna get the snaps. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
he's
You
gonna
gotta
get
remember.
it.
You gotta remember. In the first 3 games, they were easing him in, bro.
Oh,
They
Well,
were
he
easing
said
him
it.
in the first 3 games.
He said it at his post season press conference. He said that he understood that he has to get better at the run part of the game, run defense. So
He can't
he's
overcommit.
got to. Yeah, and
Can't-
he's got to focus to get better at the run game. That's what he worked on all year. And if he does progress to the point, if he gets 65 to 70% of snaps, he's a 15 to 17.
Want to know where I seen Jalen Phillips needs to do better at? He's on first and second down. He gets too far outside of his area. He's got to get that leverage and get the inside leverage.
Yeah,
to
he's
work down
already
the
exactly.
line.
He's already trying
Yeah.
to do the third down tee off
That's right.
move on
He's-
first and second. You're right.
He's only trying to get loose of him rather than hold his position and try to slide the play in to bottle things up. And he's got a little bit better on that as time went on. But
Yeah, him and Jay will talk about that over steak one night.
yeah,
Hey, I was
he'll
about
get-
to
he'll
say,
get-
Kohler, did Taylor struggle with that when he first came out?
You know, I don't really know.
Yeah,
I'm not really
Taylor.
sure.
You know what Taylor struggled with? He struggled with getting his hands on him and then taking him completely out of the play because he was so light and he couldn't disengage from these
Yeah,
guys.
he learned how to do the lean move really good.
Well, not just that, he learned how to do that double slap and
Right.
get parallel and essentially
And be quicker.
just be faster. But he worked a lot on his upper body strength. Phillips don't have that problem. That's the thing. Phillips got strength, bro.
That's right. And the reason I was asking is because he reminds me of a Jason Taylor. I think he's gonna wreak havoc for quarterback.
You're nailing it. That's been my eye test the whole time. Like he's already at the point of
if I gotta
he's
be
on the
real,
cusp of being at the point where he can already start to take over ball games in the fourth quarter.
If I'm gonna be real, Phillips' body type is way further away better than Jason Taylor had. Really, if you want to be honest, I'm not saying Jason Taylor's work ethic.
I think his
and
ceiling
his
could
wheels,
be higher.
I think his ceiling could be higher. Yes,
I would
think his
just
ceiling
rather
could be
see
higher.
them. I would rather see them
the
more
opposite.
concentrate on the offense. More concentrate on the offense. Our defense is good. We're good. We're going to get a little better through whatever the draft or free agency. But what they're doing now is impressive to me as far as data. But as far as with keeping the offense or getting the offense better or up to par with the defense, if the offense was up to par with the defense as it is right now, who in here in this panel that we have doesn't think we'll make a playoff
Well,
run?
here's the thing.
But I don't want to play.
Here's the thing, Dolphin Johnny. We have 4 linebackers that I don't expect any of them to be on the team, and we could consolidate the money of Brendan Scarlett, Duke Riley, Landon Roberts, and who was the last one?
Jerome Baker.
No, not Jerome Baker. It was.
I
want to
keep Van Ginkel. I want to keep Van Ginkel. He's still on his rookie deal.
Van Ginkel's still here. I'm talking about free agents, unrestricted free agents that are coming up this year. These are guys you're either gonna sign or go and sign somebody else. We're talking about Van Spiegel, Brendan Scarlett.
So who do we franchise then, Chris? Who do you expect for us to franchise?
You don't franchise none of them. You don't have to franchise any of them. You go and sign someone. You let all these guys walk. Landon Roberts, Van Spiegel, Duke Riley. Maybe sign Duke Riley. I could think bringing Duke Riley back. I thought he did okay, but I would rather us go and sign one of these top guys that might be worth more money to just handle the job and then draft someone in the 3rd or 4th round. That's what I
agree with that. But who is the person? Because each team gets one franchise ticket.
No, they're not franchising anybody.
It's Ogba.
They're not going to franchise Ogba.
I think it's a way to save money this year.
To franchise.
I think they're going to franchise
Ogba will cost like $19 million. To franchise.
I think it's
not.
I think they're going to get
the
away
average
with
of the top
Ogba.
5 of the position, and that's like 19 million. They could probably pay him 16 a year to stay.
I was going to say I think they're going to get away with like a 4-year deal with like 32 guaranteed.
Yeah,
So
and it's like a $60 million contract. $60 million contract.
And probably convert out of that 32 guaranteed, just go ahead and give them like 20 to 25 of it, signing bonus, Just go ahead and give him a check
Hey,
up front.
Hey, Brandon, explain why you
exactly what I
disagreed about.
think they're gonna do.
Explain why you disagreed about Taylor and Phillips.
As far as the upside,
Yeah,
body type wise, I think Jason Taylor with the length and the build, the way he had it as far as a pass rusher, and his skills. Obviously, look, his career's done, so we know what he was. Is it's
yeah.
stupid to argue his upside because he's done. He's fucking Hall of Famer. But as far as Jalen Phillips, I think Jalen Phillips is going to be a really good player. I just think when it's all said and done and he hangs it up, he's not. I don't see Hall of Famer with him. I just don't. I don't think the body type. I think he's going to be a really good pass rusher. I think he's going to be able to get better at his deficiencies. But when it's all said and done,
So you thinking like? Are you thinking like
Mike,
Justin
we
Tucker,
just got to
Jason
get him
Pierre-Paul?
out of the swamp. He's using his gator brain. I have a
No.
feeling.
No. I am unbiased. Once they leave college,
So are you thinking?
I look
He's
at
like,
it.
once I leave college, that's it, man.
Are you thinking
Yeah.
like? Are you thinking like Justin Tuck, Jason
I'm
Pierre-Paul,
kidding,
like
Brandon.
not Hall of Fame, but extremely good at
No,
passing
I
the
don't.
rest of the passer?
Listen, JPP once again was an absolute freak. A freak. Stupid strength, stupid speed. Listen, Jalen Phillips, I'll give it to him. Look, you're not the #1 overall high school recruit without being stupid talented.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? He was the #1 overall player. So he's got all that skill. I just think there's a lot of times when those guys get into the pros,
Dude,
they may have
a
peaked
big
too
boy
early
moving
physically
how
early.
fast he can move. He moves fast, bro.
Oh, he does.
He's
No, I'm
so
not, listen,
fast.
when I say once again, I don't want it to get it twisted when I say the difference between him and Jason Taylor, and I say that I like Jason Taylor obviously way better than I think Phillips is ever going to get to. That doesn't mean that I think Phillips is going to be out of the league in 2 years. That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what
I
I'm
think
great
he's
thing,
going to
though,
have
Brandon,
a
is that
very
we're actually
good career.
Well, the great thing though is that we're debating this point already with him. Like, we're not debating whether he's a bust. We're debating whether he's gonna be Jason Taylor
Yeah,
great.
whether he's gonna
Yeah,
be
look,
It's
great.
like his second or third year. You know what I mean?
Second year.
And Chris can definitely vouch for me here, man. I am 100% honest on my stuff, and I've always had, like with Charles Harris. I remember that draft night.
Oh my God.
God,
I
that was a
called him. I said it from the beginning. I had no idea what that pick was. I
didn't
said
know
that
what it was
kid.
either.
Listen,
I called you.
told
I
I
said,
didn't.
"Who the hell is Charles Harris? Why
He
we pick
actually
this guy?"
underperformed what I thought, and I thought the kid was trash. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously. And I called
I
Chris
hated
because
it.
he was in the SEC. I got to watch him up close. You know what I'm saying? We played him every year. Like I'm very honest with stuff. Same thing with Tua. I already have my mind made up on Tua from college of what he'll be in the pros. I didn't just wait until I saw him for a year, 2 years. And look, I hope, and I've said to Chris a million times when was still like, well, we got to see what we got. I always said, I hope to God I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brandon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
It's
just
like
saying that I'm unbiased with stuff.
Yeah,
I don't care if you went
I
to
just
college
meant
at
that it's
Alabama,
encouraging that we're able to debate
Canes.
that already. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
it's
what he meant,
encouraging,
is that
you know?
Phillips already is.
Absolutely.
There's no denying. Everyone can agree. Phillips is a damn good pass rusher and football player, and where his ceiling is debatable.
I can't wait. I can't wait for
Yeah.
everybody that said Gregory Rousseau is better and then realizes that the number they were watching Jalen Phillips senior year was Greg Rousseau's number, and they all thought Gregory Rousseau was a beast, but he sat out that
you're
year.
wrong, buddy. I was on the Gregory Rousseau or the
I
Jalen
hate-
Phillips train, bro.
I
Both
did
of them
not
I
want
think could be
Rousseau.
great.
I did
Man,
not
it
want
was that
Rousseau.
game against
Rousseau's
Clemson
gonna-
that did it for
Rousseau's
me,
gonna
man. Like,
Rousseau's gonna
he
fall off.
owned Trevor Lawrence that night.
Color, that
I
was
think
who
both
did it
guys,
for me too. Why I wanted Phillips over Rousseau, but Brandon
Like-
will tell you.
like,
I
that
said
game
listen,
was
Hold on.
Trevor Lawrence versus Jalen Phillips all
Brandon,
night long.
Hold
what
on,
were the
real
picks I
quick.
wanted last year, Brandon?
Hold on, real quick. As far as, once again, since we're going to bring up the Rousseau thing, and you brought up the JPP, I think Russo's definitely got a more of a JPP type game
Preach,
and
that's
build
what I agree.
and his ceiling as that than I think Phillips is. Now, I'm
Hold
trying
on.
to think of a comparable, a good comp for him.
I could see Phillips being. Listen, it all depends on the weight he could put on his body, but I could see him being Cam Wake-ish as far as a pass rusher because he has that ability to get that kind of roundabout speed on him. I'm telling you, watch out. Phillips gonna be great.
Well, Brandon, who's your comp then?
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to think of one for him, and I couldn't even do it during the draft because he is a very unique player. And
Okay,
and
so Okay,
Huh?
think of this. I just think of this. I just need to know a little bit about Matt Applebaum from Boston College. Why the fuck is he in Miami?
Oh, because we need offensive line stuff, man. That's why. What are you talking about?
His offensive line was like what he did with the
Have you
Boston
seen
College
the
offensive
Boston
line.
College
Was
offensive? Did
unbelievable.
you see Boston College
They
offensive
have
line?
3 offensive linemen potentially going in the
From
first round this year.
from Boston freaking College. Think about what
3
he just said.
offensive linemen potentially are going to the first round this year from Boston College, and their O line coach.
Be excited about that.
Yeah,
I like
Because
that hire a lot.
I think it's a great hire, honestly, because our offensive line is terrible. But no, listen on Jalen Phillips, I would say I could see his body type with that dude.
No.
He's so fast, and
Later.
how he can stretch out. See it, Dolphin Johnny. How he could stretch out and take down someone a good 3 yards away from him. Sky's the limit for a guy like that, bro. Sky, I think with the speed he has, if he puts on that muscle, what was the guy Harrison from Pittsburgh? I could see him just being that kind of a
Rodney
ball.
Harrison.
Yes, I could see him being more of a wrecking ball on the edge, just getting up field on guys and just pushing them around. Because I seen him as a rookie, just full
Or
arm.
is that James Harrison?
James Harrison.
James Harrison.
Rodney
Yeah.
Harrison is safety in New England.
Yes, that's what I thought too. I was like, I don't know if it's Rodney Harrison, but he's so strong as a young man. I've seen, and his arms are longer than they look, and he has such good extension on his body. I've seen him just push people right off of him and shed
his
blocks.
speed,
Very
his speed, his power. He has it all. Listen, like I said, once again, you don't become a first round pick. You don't become a number 1 overall recruit if you don't have stupid skills, stupid talent. He has that. Like I said, I think he's going to be great. I really do. I think when I say great, he's going to make.
What about the
multiple big contracts?
Oh yeah, he's gonna get $200 million
he's
by the time
he's
he
gonna
retires.
he's gonna have a couple Pro Bowls. I think he's gonna do great. I really do. I honestly think he's gonna do it. Now I would like to see. Obviously, he's young. I think he's gotten by so much in his career from high school to college, just by on his talent. And once he can learn how to hone those skills and continue to develop, I mean,
He's talking
sky
about
might be the limit for him.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, so question: what about the dude? We're talking about his body size and everything. And John, you're right. Holland, I've already said I'm on record. I think Holland
the man.
is going to be like Ed Reed. But the dude from New Orleans, Brandon, his name's escaping me right now. He's come on late the last like 4 or 5 years. He's a monster pass rusher now. But he's real big on the upper body, and he's quick, but he's super strong for his size too. And I can't remember his name. He's the pass rusher in New Orleans. They're only stud on the defensive line.
Is he coming up as a free agent?
No. I was thinking of a comp.
Oh, just for a comp?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm
talking
trying
about
to find
Jordan.
Brandon's
Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, Cam
Yeah.
Jordan.
It's
I
so
can see
confusing
him
because there was a
stuff like
Cameron
that.
Jordan and a Jordan Cameron.
Yeah,
in the
I know.
NFL. That was
Jordan
confusing as
Cameron
hell.
was the guy we ended up taking that didn't work out.
Yeah, the
remember?
tight end. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who that was.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Let's not
I
go back
think
over
I think that good career year came on McDaniel's coaching, if I do recall correctly. He was the passing game guy or tight ends coach or something like that over there that year.
Hey, in comment section, when we make a comp for a player, it's not who we think they are right now. It's who we think they're gonna be.
Yeah, can they can.
Oh
No, I think he was saying Cameron Jordan is the guy.
No.
Get.
It's a lot of people are saying it's too young to tell, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to
trying to project. We're trying to project what we can see.
Who you think he could be, the ceiling you think he could have. That's what a comp is.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining it to the panel. I'm explaining it to the comments, guys.
So,
but Brandon, it's so nice to see you, dude.
I know, right?
Miss your pretty face.
Y'all miss me?
It's getting
Yep.
pretty. Yeah,
I know. I
miss
took a couple weeks off, man. We did a little traveling and took off and I'm back now. But hey, it's the off season for everybody.
Yep.
So, I had to take a little time and get away.
What do you think about Fournette, Brandon? Because I really think he ends up in Miami.
Yeah, I think Fournette probably is
He's really the only option if you look at
No, I think
efficiency.
listen.
True.
No, true cost efficiency and all that. I think this is the year that we are going to draft. We are
So
going to draft.
are you thinking Kenneth Walker at 29?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. If you like him,
Okay.
if they like him, I say, and I've said it for a while, man, pull the trigger. I know everybody's been like, you know, the running backs, dime a dozen. And to a certain point, yeah, I'm not drafting a running back number 2 overall, number 3 overall. I'm not doing that. But when you're down to 29, man, the reason why I say
it's a high
yes.
second rounder.
Well, but
Almost.
you still have, listen, with running backs, their shelf life is short. When you've got a first round that late, the money comes dramatically down. Plus, you still have that 5th-year option that you can hold over him. And after you've had a guy for 5 years, I mean, who knows? We may not want to sign him to a second contract. You know what I'm saying? We may have gotten all the tread
That's
that we
when
want
you
to get
get
off
the
them
real
tires.
production out of a running back is if you draft him in the first or second round, and during those early
And they
years,
pop.
that's when you get it all, and then you let him walk.
Yep.
You let him
Yep.
walk. You get Saquon Barkley for 2 years,
But like I
and
said,
then you let him walk.
I've said it for a while. I just wish they would have done it in previous years. It was very frustrating. If you like a guy at running back, I don't care if it's at 29 or wherever. If you like him, take him. Take him.
What
I mean,
about
that's-
like guys like Jeff Wilson from the 49ers? I know he's just like a role player. Like, you think they're going to just chalk it up with like guys they all know from other systems? Raheem Mostert, maybe bring back
I hate
I
doing
worry that I worry that that's going to be the plan is
I
by
think we're trading
committee,
back.
by committee, by committee. They're going to have a million of everything. And sink all the money into the offensive line, which, hey, you know, if you buy a Dallas Cowboys offensive line type of deal or a Colts offensive line or some of them Ravens offensive lines they put together.
Yeah, but the difference is you want a guy that when the O-line does open that hole and gives a crease.
No, I
you've
agree.
got a guy
That's what
that
I want.
doesn't
It's just
bounce
what
for
are they
1 or
going to
2
do?
yards.
Listen,
You
if
want
it
a guy
was
that
me
sheds
spending
the
the
tackle
money,
and runs for 40.
if it was me spending the money, I would go get Leonard Fournette and be done with it because I like how he runs. I would keep Duke Johnson, and I would probably.
The thing that concerns me about Leonard Fournette, and listen, I get it. A running back is a running back. They're not a receiver. But, man, you've got to have some type of hands.
That's true. That's true.
That,
You're right. But I would
you tip your hand so bad. Listen, you tip it so bad when you have a guy that has bricks for hands, and he does. And I would like listen, I would take a LaDainian Tomlinson, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that. But you have to have some threat that if we do a play action and we slip you out, we got to keep a guy up on
Brandon,
that running
I'm
back
checking on that because I thought maybe it was just Tom Brady. Maybe it was just Tom Brady, the Tom Brady effect. But I thought he had a couple games that he showed out big time on the.
I was going to say he worked on his hands a lot since Tom Brady got there. So I thought his hands looked.
But I mean that
better.
you know we don't know how much of that is because of Brady. You know, let's be honest.
Not just that. Look, he I'm not saying he can't catch anything. But you'll see so many where there was a little floated pass out and it was a simple catch and he drops it. He loses concentration. Maybe he looks upfield too fast. Who knows? But for every good catch that you'll see or you know, catch that makes a positive play, he's got 2 or 3 that you go back and you're like, how did he not catch that? And they're drive killers unless you have a Tom Brady that can, on 3rd and 12 can pick up a first down. We don't have that quarterback.
So real quick, so his first year in Tampa, he had 47 targets, 36 receptions for 233 yards. Last season, he had 84 targets, 69 receptions, and 454 yards, and that's a 6.6 average.
Yeah, a lot of them.
He's gotten better at
it. And every one of those drops were not him running a 5-yard, you know, a 10-yard route and being covered. They were simple drops. I've watched the games. I've watched them where they're just little slip passes and nobody's around him and he just drops it.
Oh, I know. Those are the most aggravating too, man.
Yeah,
they are. They're drive killers. So, for an offense like that, we're gonna have a running offense, a quarterback that doesn't have the ability. Well, I'm not going to.
I mean, in that case, we could keep Gaskin on the squad. I mean, he's had a game with 2 touchdowns and 245 all-purpose.
I like Jared Dokes, guys.
What about the other running back from the Bucks, Ronald Jones?
I don't like him. He's injured. He's injured all the time.
Yeah, but they ran.
Yeah.
You know,
He
Chris,
just-
he
he's
keeps
always-
flashing everywhere he goes. He flashes for a couple games, and that's the last you'll see of him.
So
Yeah.
No,
I want to.
no,
I wanna-
no. This is what I want to do. I'm just going to say it quickly. I would be okay giving Duke Johnson, maybe $2 million. Lindsley, give him a little bit of a money deal. $1.5 million, $2 million, whatever you got to do. Keep a Gaskin, but that's about it. After that, draft your horse.
So
Show
I
me
agree.
that the running game is what you want. Now I don't know who it is, whoever they identify and whoever they pull the trigger on, just do it. I'm tired of waiting until the 6th, 7th round, grabbing a guy, and then keeping him on the practice squad for a year and never really seeing anything out of him.
So I'm not trying to go back too far, but John had asked me what my comp is to Jalen Phillips, and I asked about Jason Taylor because of the pass rushing skills. But you're talking about his size and his speed. I don't think we've ever seen anybody at 6'5" and as big as he is with the speed he has. But if I had to pick somebody that I think, because rounding out everything, would be Michael Strahan. They were about the same size, and they both just wreaked havoc in the backfield, and that would be my comp.
He might grow to that. That's the thing, and that was another thing, is the reason why I'm struggling with a comp for him. And I don't want to call him a unicorn because it's not
But
like
he
we've
is
never
different.
seen it.
He is
He's
definitely
so
different.
fast.
He is different.
Those wheels
He is
is
different.
pretty different.
He's so fast. He chased down Lamar Jackson in a full sprint. Like, that's unbelievable.
And the way he lays out for tackles when guys make like a move, like even guys that are shifty that should be able to shake a big man, he's able to plant his feet and lay out.
He's a fluid. He's a very fluid athlete. It all looks very natural.
Very good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe at his pro day, at Miami's pro day, didn't he run a 4.6?
I was gonna say 4.6 is what he ran.
Yeah.
That for a guy on the D line
6'5",
with
250.
his size,
it's ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous.
blazing.
It's ridiculous.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that was Jarvis Landry's 40.
I was gonna say, dude, like that's like there's
4.7?
wide receivers that think that's respectable.
Yeah, of course, and the guy, and like I said, he doesn't look like it's painful or
No, he
very
looks like
clunky.
he's picking up speed. If he ever gets a pick
very
six, he's
natural.
housing that shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If he gets a pick six anywhere along the line, he's housing it.
Yep.
There's just no way.
Well, hopefully we see that this year.
I just
Well,
if he
down
gets
for that.
65, I don't want him to get 80%. I don't want him to get 90% of the snaps. I literally just want him to get 65% of the snaps for his second year, and then going into his third year, you unleash the beast. And
Against the run that we were talking about, obviously, I want him to pick up on that. The other thing that I would love to see him work on, and it's something that can definitely be taught. It has to be in your mind. Look, majority of the time, you don't get the quarterback on a sack. It's just the facts of it. Everybody. But you know how many times guys get within, a hand's length of getting to the quarterback? Sometimes your best thing is anytime you can't, just punch at the ball, poke at it, strip it. Those little things like that can change plays in a game and change the course of a game. And that's what makes guys special. The guys who can sit there and just kind of tap the ball out of there. And
So,
if he can pick that
one
up.
place they're definitely going to spend money, Brandon. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
we know it's going to be spent on the offensive line.
Terran Armstead.
Well, before we get to Tua's the quarterback per se, okay? They need to shore up his blind spot. We all have faith in Robert Hunt. Apparently, they don't want him in at tackle, which I think he can do. But if they go and get somebody else as the right tackle and keep him at guard, now you're talking about a really good fortified line. Is
Solomon Kinley not going to work for this?
No,
for this
I
zone?
don't see how Solomon Kinley makes it,
I don't
because
think
this
he's
is an
gonna fit,
offensive
right?
line that means you got to run a lot.
I
That's
really-
his worst. That's his worst freaking deal, dude. I don't see how he makes the team.
An undrafted free agent last year, we saw it in one game, was Robert Jones. We can't
Jones.
sleep on him.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no, listen, I think he's going to stick around. But if your quarterback's blind side isn't protected, as we've seen with Jesse Davis, we're looking at ugly stuff.
But we do have to get a couple vets in there that can sit there and a
I
lot
would-
of the O line is working together as a unit. It's not one guy mauling the guy in front of him.
I want Ryan Jansen. I want the meanest guy on the field to be Ryan Jansen, the center from Tampa Bay, and I want Taron Armstead, and then I want to roll with Austin Jackson at left guard, Robert Hunt at right guard, and Robert Jones at right tackle, and see what we got.
You need to fortify your right if you're throwing with a left quarterback. They need to spend
I
the
know,
money.
but
They
but
need
I
to
think
spend the
Robert
money on the
Jones is
right
good,
tackle
man.
for sure. Listen, they got enough money to buy all brand new linemen if they want. I think go big or go home, because this running game depends. This whole offense depends on the offensive line now.
Yeah,
In
but we
case
do
you
have
didn't
holes
notice,
on.
they brought 3 offensive line type of guys, bro, and a fourth one in Embry. If you
So
really
what are we
wanna
doing with
get-
your boy Eichenberg then? Where's he going to go? Because you
No,
said he's good at right tackle.
Eichenberg's going to stay in at probably left guard. I think Eichenberg will stay there at left guard.
Hmm.
That's what I think. And I think they bring in a left tackle and a right tackle.
We are going to need help at receiver though too.
That's why I'm thinking if we can just see what we have and coach them
We've
up
got a
on
lot of
Robert Jones and
holes.
Robert Hunt, you
I'm
get
saying,
2 offensive
why don't they go
linemen.
get Trent Brown? Take him
20
from the
million.
Patriots. It hurts the Patriots. He had
Orlando Brown.
He's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a free agent.
He's on my list. I like him.
Trent Brown. I know he had a
Whatever
down
happened
year
to
by
Juwan
snaps. He
James
had
after that injury?
Juwan James is X'd from the NFL. He'll never be allowed to play ever again.
What happened with that?
He sued the NFL because he sued the Broncos.
Oh, I remember
Got that.
Yeah, he sued the Broncos. They gave him some hush money, and now he's gone. You'll never see him ever again.
Yeah, you're right.
There's
he
also
signed that deal, and that was it.
I also look at a guy, Storm Norton from the Chargers. He's
And
young.
yeah.
He's only 28. He
Yep.
did really good for the Chargers. He's gonna demand some money, but he's a right tackle, and our offensive line coach, our OC now has familiarity with him. Maybe we can get him for $5 million a year, 3 guaranteed. That's a lot more money than he's making. He's only making like $800,000 right now, and he's a free agent too. Maybe he's 28, 27. Hold on, let me see how old he was. Let me see. Yeah, no, he's 28. He's 28.
Hey guys,
perfect.
I got a dip, guys.
All right,
well, one more question, Brandon, before you dip off.
Yeah,
what do you think about Andrew Norwell?
I mean, look, I think that main thing is it means nothing what any of us talk about. I think, like I said, I want, most importantly, what's going to make this happen is we've got it. Like I said, it all comes down to the vision. We have the money. We have draft picks. They can identify who they want. Just make sure that you've got players that all work together for one cause. Don't get one guy that is great at this and then the guy next to him has a complete different skill set and they clash. I just want everything to kind of work together with this. It's been a while since we've had a competent run franchise in general, from GM to coaching to scheme. And I just hope that we get this right with this hire. That's my main thing I want to end on. And I'm not down on it. I'm not down on it. I'll go ahead and say it now. Wasn't my first choice, but you almost never get your first choice in life. And I have some faith that,
you do if you're patient.
Yeah, right. Well,
you always get your first choice if you're patient.
Yeah, well,
wake up.
We'll see. All right. I love you guys, man. I'm out of here. I'll catch y'all later.
Later, Brandon.
That was good having Brandon the Bookie come on, get some of his thoughts and stuff. It's been a while since we had him on. We'll try to.
He's the most level-headed of all of us.
He's the super level-headed guy, man. He never will ever allow his emotion to be tied up in nothing. Got like literally ice water in his veins. That's why he likes to bet. But wait till you see Brandon. Wait till you see Brandon turned up, Brandon. So that's a different cat right there,
That's
bro.
awesome.
Be trying to wrestle you and. He's the best, man. He's the best.
That's awesome.
But I'm looking at centers right now, Mike.
Jansen. It's the only one I want. I've looked at them all. It's the only one I want, bro. He's the meanest dude. He's a smart dude. That offensive line in front of Tom Brady had to be on its P's and Q's. Otherwise, Tom Brady would have ripped him a new one. I love the guy. I think he'd be perfect.
That's not the offense we're gonna be running. And honestly, they're gonna want younger guys.
But what if his farts stinking too? It just can't stand the smell.
Listen, if it's good enough for Brady, it's good enough for Tua, buddy.
That's funny.
I'm looking at more the center from the Rams, bro.
I'm not sure Brady's ever smelled a fart.
I'm looking at the center from the Rams, Brian Allen. He
Yeah, I
played
was gonna
all
say, bro,
year.
yeah.
He's only 27, dude.
Yeah.
And you could pay him decent money, and he could be a good center. Listen, he just won it. He just won it. He knows, and they run similar schemes.
Yeah,
Well,
they
not
do.
all
You're
the
right.
time.
You're
But
right.
they run more advanced stuff. and
Their
there's
run
always-
schemes are similar to what we're going to run. That you're right,
That's
100%.
That's right.
So.
That's a guy I'm looking at for them to target.
I didn't think about that angle. I didn't think about that angle. I do like that. I just, man, my dad and I are enamored with the way Jansen plays the game because he's an old school football player and he's going to be able to play till he's 38. He doesn't get hurt. He's out there all the time. Even when he does get hurt, he comes back next week and he's a bruiser.
He ain't
got,
going down. I'm not denying. He's like
I
a
love him.
guard interior guy you want to have out there. They do that dirty work.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not a dirty work. Sit there. Tom Brady's offense is different. You got to plant your feet in the ground and fight. That is not what we're doing now.
Somebody in the comments said you get Jansen, you move Dieter to guard.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think Dieter's going anywhere. I honestly think if they
I wish we would have signed the center last year, Chris. Corey Lindsley. He ended up going to the Pro Bowl. That's who I wanted. I don't know why they didn't go after him last year. He's young too. Yeah, I was very upset.
No idea why they didn't do that, buddy. I really don't. It was a bad move. They should have got him. But you got to also remember, you got to think, to me, the free agents, a lot of it is on the coaching staff and who they want to bring to help implement their system. That's why I'm kind of making correlations to the guys that are now in the building. When I'm looking at wide receivers, I'm looking at like the guy we got. He played on the Niners and he played on the Broncos. Both places Wes Welker was at. You know what I'm saying?
Craycraft. I get you on that. And so I'm not the Craycraft one is I think a sneaky pre-free agent signing. I don't know if you heard me on
I think it's more along the lines of that. He's the guy that they know that knows the system that's going to show it to everyone.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I don't know, he wasn't necessarily trusted to be a return guy. He does know how to catch the ball. And I think that was more of a strategic move, like you're saying, to teach. The thing I'm really confused about is they brought a fullback in that played quarterback in college. He's only played 8 games at fullback.
I know. Well, I think it again goes down to
considering
system.
we can't bring in a backup quarterback, we might be wise to have a fullback that can throw.
So I was baiting Kohler. That's funny. I was baiting Kohler. I did mention the trick play possibilities with the quarterback at fullback. I think that's pretty impressive. But it's
actually a pretty good idea if they get tricky. They will.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. They will get tricky like that.
Yep.
That's what this offense is about.
The question is, can Tua catch?
Well, hey, that's
whoa.
But I was going to say,
Tua catches a touchdown and shakes a move downfield of somebody. I'll be happy as hell to see some of that. Make me feel better about him being a quarterback. Football player, yes. Never said he wasn't a bad football. He was a bad football player.
So I was trying to get Kohler to give his answer as to why Corey Lindsley didn't come last year is because of who the quarterback is, but he didn't get it for me. So I was just giving the answer for him.
He wasn't going to go for the bait. He knew what you were doing. He didn't even listen to you.
But I agree with him. I think that's why a lot of the players didn't come last year, to be honest with you.
Well, why are they going to come this year then?
Maybe because Watson's in play. I'm just stroking the fire, but I think if we're going to get people, it's because there's going to be a quarterback change, and I think we're going to be let down if we don't change quarterback. So I still don't think players are going to want to come play here.
I also think they got the money to buy guys, and it's going to be very clear to the free agents that come here that this is a facilitation offense with 1 to 2 yard passes. You're not going to get. Devontae Adams would be underutilized in an offense like this. You know what I'm saying? Not that he wouldn't be good because he's a great blocker. But it's going to be more about if Jarvis Landry was still here, he'd eat with this offense. You know what I'm saying? It's more about guys like that. Jarvis Landry, Jalen Waddle, and you get a power back or two, guys that need to be able to punch it through the hole, and then a couple of guys that are Matt Breida. I honestly think that Patrick Laird will make it on the team because he can do that chip block, roll out, catch the ball, and get north and south. Like that's all they want from this offense. That's what it's not about. It's not about explosion. It's about dissection and then explosion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's different.
This is my last question. I'm gonna have to go, but I want to ask both of y'all. Do you think a left tackle gets excited about the possibility of going in motion to start his block?
No, I don't. And
You don't?
and that's why I'm telling you, I think when you're looking to get guys, you want to get young guys. Like you don't want a 31-year-old left tackle being brought in here or a 32-year-old left tackle that you're going to pay for the next 3 or 4 years. Because when that guy's 34, 35 years old, he's not going to be happy sprinting up and down the field all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need young guys.
That's why it was a real answer. It was a real question. I wanted to know because I think that you're going to see some offensive linemen doing things that they wouldn't normally be asked to do. And so it's another, you have to get the guys to buy in.
Well, I think there's guys that would love to do that, especially offensive linemen when they love getting downfield and throwing heavy blocks. But you don't want older guys. They don't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, think about it. If you're 32, you've got 3 surgeries in your life on your legs.
Yeah, but man,
you're probably not feeling good about running downfield way out in the flat, out in front of a tight end being the lead blocker.
But think about it. Think about it from this aspect though. It's almost easier on their knees because they always have 2 to 3 steps their entire career that they get to get up, get prepared for their block, and get set for the block. If they get a running start, I mean, the amount of damage they can do on a running start. I'm not
saying that they're not going to enjoy it. I'm saying when you're buying these free agents, you want to make sure these guys are young. Not that there's not guys that don't want to do that. Listen, we've seen Austin Jackson watch every bad flag Austin Jackson gets. The next play, he's downfield throwing someone ass over elbows every time. Yeah. He's pissed off and he's taking. I'm not saying that that's not an offense that they're not going to be happy to do. And offensive linemen love a good running game. I'm just saying, don't go spending big bucks on a guy that's 31 or older and have him do that because those guys aren't going to be wanting to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm not saying that you can't find good offensive linemen that aren't going to feel awesome about going in motion like they're a tight end or anything like that. They love that shit.
Yeah.
You throw them the football in some of these formations, they get the big man throwing the spike. What are you talking about? It puts them in position to have that trickery. And that's something we've seen all over the NFL. Not so much here for the Dolphins, but you don't need a 32-year-old on his 3rd surgery running out there in the flat that you're paying $12-14 million for. Because if he gets hit or he's the lead blocker and the running or the linebacker chop blocks his ass and takes him out, there goes your money. You're screwed. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want that guy doing it. So you want to give me a 26-year-old, 27-year-old running out in front, lead blocker, just mowing fools up.
I think Aaron Rodgers just retired.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think that's I'm sure there's something coming out.
He posted on he posted about, he said, here's some Monday night gratitude for some of the incredible special people in my life with some of the pictures from the last beautiful year. And part of it was to the men I got to share the QB room with every day, Matt, Nathaniel, Luke, Jordan Love, Kurt Ben Kurt. You guys made every day so much fun, and I'm so thankful for the daily laughs and stress relief you brought me every week of the year. I love you guys.
Well, that didn't sound like a retirement. That could sound like a thank you for everyone that I didn't get to thank during my acceptance speech, or I wanted to reiterate it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's thank you guys because I'm going to be leaving town. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, too. I didn't think about that.
Dolphins said that they'll pay me money and train the young guy.
Ooh! All right. Well, hey, y'all have a good night, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Later, Mike. Color, I'm going to start closing it down here in a minute. I only meant to do a shorter show tonight.
Right on.
I expect this team to spend a lot of money on the offensive side of the ball. That's why it would make sense to me. Keep Austin Jackson. They're not going to let him go. If they're going to go older offensive tackle, get it the left tackle, and hopefully you can work that deal out where you can switch him by training Austin Jackson properly. an elite center probably would be a great idea. You need to fortify the center of that line if you're for Tua is what you really need, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what you need to do. So I would hope that they're going to spend the money in the right way on offense. But before, hey, did you see anything about the Steelers fans and how they reacted to hiring Flores?
Mostly they seem to be impressed with it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
There's a couple that are, that are just not for the lawsuit that are not happy about it, but
yeah. Well, here I got a quick video on it.
Oh, it's kind of a big shock. I mean, I'm hoping that he brings into the organization what he's done with the Dolphins. I mean, some of the extracurricular stuff that we've seen in the news could probably go without, but I mean, football is football and life is life.
Dolphin fan, I'm very disappointed that they let Flores go as their head coach. The Steelers got a beautiful present.
Well, I think it's going to be a great benefit to the Steelers. Mr. Coach Flores ought to be able to get some input into that D so that we can stop these teams that are scoring so heavy on us.
Flores will be the Steelers' senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach. He was fired by the Dolphins after leading them to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time in 18 years.
Senior defensive assistant sounds like a token job to me.
No shit, right? But whatever. He is a good defensive coach. I guess he would have to be senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach because he's going to be pretty busy with legality this year. So and he keeps his face in the spotlight. So it's gonna be something we're gonna hear a lot of around here, guys. Guys, make sure to tune in tomorrow. First of all, guys, make sure to hit the like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. Also, hold on, let me get back up here. Also, make sure to check out Tonk TMI Tuesday tomorrow at 9. Right after that, you guys will have open mic with Mike on the mic at 10. And then you get drop the mic at 10 on Saturdays. Cash and tickets with Brandon the Bookie and Big Kev later this week. And right after that, you'll get late night color commentary with everyone's favorite color. And then you got the Fins Tailgate all the time. Guys, Wednesday's a big show. Gonna have Dougley Durong on the show. Can't wait to do that episode. I'm super jacked up about it. Thanks, Doug, for coming on the show. Remember, guys, you can help support the channel at Cash App and Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. And also, we are partnered with Fanatics. If you guys are looking for any apparel, make sure to hit the link in the description. We got all different sports apparel, the Heat, the Marlins, the Dolphins, whatever you want. There's all kinds of good goodies
and
in there.
Tua jerseys.
Listen, they even got Tua cards, signed cards, merchandise, you name it. You can find it on fanatics.com. Hit the link in the description. It helps out the show. Color, I'll see you tomorrow, my brother. Thanks, guys, for coming by.
Thanks, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Everyone have a great night, and fins up.